I've got a ton of updates to go over in this video. So many of the MMT indicators just got an upgrade or an update of some kind, and they are now available in the WAP user area to download and be able to use the new features. For the key levels indicator, I used to have the yesterday's high, yesterday's close, yesterday's open, yesterday's low, all set as lines. So if you were using them on a higher time frame, there would be these diagonal lines that would come across the screen at the session close. So I've changed this so you can now select these to be price boxes, and there's no diagonal lines. Frees up the chart of a lot of clutter. It makes it easier to see prior sessions, highs, lows, closes, etc. You can see for the key levels, I've got yesterday's open, high, low, and close, and the current open, all with a price box as the plot style, and that gets rid of any diagonal lines on the session close. The MMT Ultimate Delta also has an upgrade. So on this chart, I have the Ultimate Heiken Ashi painting the candle colors, and I also have the Ultimate Delta on the chart. I've got single bar divergence activated, and I've got single bar divergence bar color activated, but because the Heiken Ashi is already painting the candles, you can't see the single bar divergence. So I've added this feature. I've got a Z order feature for the Ultimate Delta, as well as several other indicators like the XXX, the Trend and Reversal, and the Ultimate Heiken Ashi. So if I click Z order on, the default is 29,998. So if that doesn't work, go over to the MMT Ultimate Heiken Ashi. There's a new Z order feature on the Ultimate Heiken Ashi. Click Z order on. Just make sure it's below 29,998. I've got this set to 10,000. And now we can see the single bar divergence, the black hollow candles. So I can still see the Heiken Ashi candles and the outlines, but when there is single bar divergence, the inside of the candle will be painted black. So if you had the Trend and Reversal painting the candles, or the XXX painting the candles, and you wanted to see the Ultimate Delta single bar divergence on top of that, you'd go through the same process. Just make sure the Z order is clicked on both of the indicators, and to have the Ultimate Delta on top, just leave the Z order number as 29,998. This will also work if I want it to paint the delta bar colors. I can hide the neutral candles. So now the insides of the candles are being painted. So now you can see the strong delta painted on the insides of these candles. I've also recently added a separate sound alert for the delta diamonds, one for the long and one for the short. And then once again, this Z order feature is available on the MMT Ultimate Delta, the MMT Ultimate Heiken Ashi, the MMT XXX, and the MMT Trend and Reversal. So if you want the Z order feature, just go into the WAP user area, download the latest file, re-import the indicator, and if you're prompted, click yes to replace the older version, and you should be good to go. Next upgrade is for the Ultimate POC. This is a feature that I wanted to put in originally, but I just wasn't sure that I would actually use it or find a beneficial use, and I am still not completely sure that I will find a regular beneficial use for this. But I went ahead and I put this new signal in, so feel free to try it and see if you can find any great uses for it. It's called POC at extremes. If you click this on, if the POC is within 8 ticks of the high or the low, you will get a signal. You can choose a triangle, arrow, or dot. It's got sound alerts available for this signal. I was thinking this feature might be best on NINZA Renko bars, or King Renko bars, or the MMT Delta bars. But I'm also going to be playing around with it on a bunch of different time frames. This is the 1 minute chart right here. So during the New York Open session, I got one signal at the extreme up here, a couple right here, another couple right there. We got a little pullback, a few more before 10:30. With these signals during a slow time of day, there's just going to be a lot more because the candles will be smaller, and the point of control will automatically be within 8 ticks of the top or the bottom of most candles during the Asian session. So you'll definitely want to adjust those settings depending on what session you're trading. And it will also be very different on Renko bars or Delta bars. But this is a new signal feature that's available to play around with on the Ultimate POC. And there's still more updates. The MMT signal counter. I fixed an issue on the signal counter where it was reading a couple of different lines from the key levels and also from the Ultimate VWAP. It was reading a couple of those lines as signals and adding to the signal count. So that's been fixed. And then I've also added sound alerts. And this is for the numbers category. So if you've got it looking for 3 signals or higher in the numbers category, you can turn the number alerts on and choose your sound file, and it will fire off a sound alert when you get 3 or more signals. And for the MMT price action, I've also added sound alerts for all 4 price action signals. So these 2 updates are available as well. Those are all the updates that are available. And also for the MMT Ultimate Delta, I've added a value plot that can be used with Strategy Builder. You can choose from the delta close, open, high, or low. And I guess there's a trick with using it with Strategy Builder and even Markers Plus. This will show up in Markers Plus as well. But if you're trying to calculate anything on the current bar, it's hit or miss on Markers Plus. That's because Markers Plus is always 1 bar off. And with Strategy Builder, if you're trying to calculate the delta close on the current bar, it just won't work. I was told you have to calculate the previous bar. That's just how it works with delta. So if you want Strategy Builder to recognize the delta close value plot, you have to start with the previous bar. I've not tried this to verify it, and this is just kind of an experimental option. So no guarantees on if this will work or not. I might sometime in the future, or might not, put all of the different signals that are available on all the different indicators into value plots so they can be used with Strategy Builder. No guarantees on that one, but possibly sometime in the future. Right now I am working on the very last MMT indicator that I have planned. It's actually been in the works since Christmas, and it's all been perfect timing. I've come up with a lot of different things that I wanted to add into this indicator. And I'm supposed to have the first draft sent to me later today. So I'm going to be checking that out and reviewing it, hopefully in 2 or 3 weeks after that. The very final MMT indicator will be released, and it's a doozy. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in, to hear about all these upgrades and updates. I also hopped on board with TradeDay. I kind of put Thrive Trading to the side. They don't have a way for me to use Tradeify on NinjaTrader, and that's really the only place that I like to trade. And they're still brand spanking new, and I'm more just wanting to stay focused on the tried and true prop firms. TradeDay has been around for a while now. I've heard nothing but good things. And they recently just increased the amount of accounts you can get. You can get 3 accounts with them now instead of just the 1. And they've got a few other options that they've added. And I can use it with Tradeify and NinjaTrader. So excited about that. Code MonkeyMan works over at TradeDay, as well as Apex, Take Profit Trader, and Tradeify. And anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan is absolutely amazing. Greatly appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. Best of luck in your trading. Have a great day.